Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today you have Rhino. We're going to drink a beer. Today's beer is a Stiegl. It is from Stiegl. It is the Columbus 1492 Pale Ale. Columbus 1492. Do you know what 1492 and Columbus together mean? I bet you do. Anyway, so Stiegl is from Austria. Let's read some info on this. Let's get the information on there. 4.7% ABV, 25 IBU. I've had one person that I know give this a rating. They gave it a 3.6 out of 5. 22.6 thousand people have given this a rating for an average of 3.45 out of 5. So about 7 out of 10. I rate out of 10. 7 out of 10 would be you'd purchase it again. We'll see how we think about this, right? From Salzburg, Austria, a refreshing discovery for beer experts. Okay, I don't mind things from Stiegl. I actually really like some of the stuff from Stiegl. And I've been finding some of the things from Stiegl right now to be really intriguing. I don't think there's one thing from Stiegl that I could go, this would be a really interesting discovery for a beer expert. Like, I don't see like, if Michael Jackson, not the singer, but Michael Jackson, the beer expert, was around today, I don't think he'd be writing huge praises for this beer. I don't know, I've never tried it, but I don't think he would. I think that there would be more interesting things to find as a beer expert. Be it Europe, Asia, Australia, South America. I think there'd be more interesting things to find. Stephen Beaumont, I don't think he'd be writing like an essay about discovering this beer. Now, I mean, maybe 20 years ago he did. Maybe 20 years ago Michael Jackson did. But I don't think if they were still, maybe 40 years ago they did. One of them was writing back then, wasn't he? But I don't think if we went back, if we took them from then and brought them to now and let them have every beer they could get their hands on, that this would be something they would, oh yeah, really. And again, I could be wrong. I've not tried the beer. This top fermented specialty beer charms with its pale color and delicate cloudiness. The elegant body and fruity hoppy flavor ensures you anticipate every subsequent sip. Stiegl Columbus 1492 combines freshness and hoppy fruity intensity. So Craig S. is the only person I know that's given this a rating. Late check-in from Saturday, the 22nd of October, 2022. So that's all I have on this. Of the 22,000 check-ins, 103 of them have been in cans. Almost 17,000 were bottles. Almost 3,000 were draft. And 506 were tasters. And then the rest of them just nobody said what they were. Anyway, let's get on to the beer. We waste way too much time. It is, like I said, a Stiegl beer. It has talked about cloudiness. I don't know about you. I can see you. Yeah, look, it's a hand. Oh, yay! I can see you through this beer. Now, if I do this, does any... Okay, there is some yeast esters and stuff in. I've probably just made it so this beer's going to explode on my crotch. There's things that I like exploding on my crotch. My beer is not one of them. My wife? Oh, it didn't explode. Ooh, it's a prepubescent blanket in the glass! It was slowly about to come to fruition. I have my ho glass here. Tiniest bit of haze to that. Tiniest bit of haze, but yeah, like if I'm blind and I can see my hand through it, we're having problems with the haziness category. Bright white head, But does it look like just your average American pale ale? Which is why I think it's not something that beer experts would be so excited to find. It's a European beer that's calling itself an American pale ale, that it has been like around for quite some time, that is talking about a fairly new beer style. So yeah, no, just oh, that tickled my nose hairs. You get grapefruit, you get pine, you get a little bit of the coppery notes that you get from the hard water, the minerally water that comes from that region. You're looking at a proper European pale ale, but it's rated as an American pale ale. Out of the glass, kind of the same. Little bit of fruitiness, grapefruit, pine, little floral, little earthy, little coppery, slanche. Maybe it's because I'm not a beer expert, but I don't find that to be a refreshing discovery. Oh my lord, what kind of discovery was that beer? Okay, so all fucking around aside, light-bodied, easy drinking, a little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of pine, a little bit of copperiness, a little bit of that you chewed on a caffeine pill type of bitterness right at the back of the throat. It reminds me of an East Coast IPA or pale ale. Hi, Cat. It kind of reminds me of like the Moosehead small batch IPA, or pale ale. The one I've done recently, it was a pale ale. It kind of reminds me of that in that it is a drinkable beer with flavor. Oh, excuse me, for a beer from a brewery that's considered a fairly large brewery, it's a fairly nice beer. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing offensive about it. But would I be like, oh my god, of all the beers I've had so far from their advent calendar, this is probably the one I like the least, but I still like it. I mean, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have been... Well, I shouldn't say that. I can take a beer I don't like say, a Heineken. I'm not a big fan of Heineken. And that's, again, not fully correct. I'm not a big fan of certain Heineken, like under certain... What the fuck are you doing, Cat? I'm not a fan of the skunky Heineken. Give me Heineken on draft or something. I can take that glass, I can put it back in a few seconds, put it down, and go, give me another. Give me a Corona that hasn't skunked yet. I can do the same thing. Give me a Canadian. I can do the same thing. Give me a Bud. I can do the same thing, but I'll gag a little bit. Give me a Moosehead. I can do the same thing. Give me a... I don't know. Give me a... Laker. I won't be able to do the same thing. Give me a newer Formosa Springs. I won't be able to do the same thing. Give me a double Axe Head or a regular Axe Head or a Crest Super or most ice beers. I won't be able to do the same thing. So that being said, I actually don't mind this beer. It's kind of a joke in of itself, right? Out of 10 on it, I'll give it a 7 because I would buy it again. I would. But I'm an idiot. I mean, I got married again. I'll buy this beer again. It is what it is. Bye, guys. Columbus 1492 by Stiegl.